Being started.
I'm sorry.
We're going to call the meeting to order at 7:01 p.m. Can we read our mission statement, please?
Our mission is to inspire and empower our students to reach their full potential through opportunities and experiences in a safe, diverse, and collaborative environment.
Trustee Stefanovic, will you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Will you lead us in roll call, please? Trustee Beltoski.
Trustee Baltowski, present. Trustee Dyroff. Present. Trustee Sterlini.
Present.
Trustee Stefanovic.
Present.
Trustee Wall.
Present.
Trustee Winless.
Present. We have a quorum, and Trustee Anderson mentioned us that she would not be able to attend today. Okay. First up, item number 4, adoption of agenda. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education accepts the July 22nd, 2026 agenda as presented. A board member requests an item be removed from the consent agenda to superintendent's recommendations. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Trustee Beltowski.
Support.
Supported by Trustee Winless. Questions, comments? Roll call, please.
Trustee Baltowski, yes. Trustee Dyroff.
Yes.
Trustee Stefanovic.
Yes.
Trustee Wall.
Yes.
Trustee Winless.
Yes.
Trustee Sterlini.
Yes, motion carries. Item 5, public comment on agenda items only. Public comment on agenda items. Do we have anyone? Public comment. Okay. Seeing none. Up next, superintendent's reports. Bedford facility dog, Marcy Jopie.
Yeah, so we have 2 items. That's the first one. So Marcy, come on up.
Hello.
Good evening, board members. Marcy Jones, principal of Bedford. And Bedford Elementary is requesting approval to purchase a professionally trained facility dog just for the social, emotional, behavioral, and academic needs of I want that day. I walk in, and as soon as you guys know, when you see the dog, you're like, you have the biggest smile on your face. You don't even realize you're smiling. That's what I want for all my kids. I would love to. As a Title I school, Bedford serves students with a wide range of academic, emotional, and behavioral needs. Facility dog will become an integral part of our multi-tiered system of supports, providing daily build positive relationships. The funding for the initial purchase of the initial investment would provide us with professional first year of professional training. All of that is around $10,000. Then there's some additional startups. Second crate for the additional staff, beds, bowls, grooming supplies, toys, other equipment. Venture to appraise it around $7,000. Total Title I investment would be around $20,000 from Title I. After the initial implementation, ongoing maintenance costs, including food, routine veterinary care, grooming, replacement supplies, and other annual expenses, we would fund through school fundraising initiatives, community donations, and business partnerships. No additional district general fund resources are anticipated for the ongoing care of the facility dog. I respectfully request the Board of Education approve the use of the $20,000 in Title I funds to purchase and implement a professionally trained facility dog program at Bedford Elementary. This investment will provide long-lasting academic, behavioral, emotional benefits for our students while strengthening the positive culture we strive to. And I also included just a quick little snap, like a snapshot handout, too, that kind of outlines everything, too. Anybody have any questions?
Will it be the same type of dog that we have?
Actually, no.
No, okay.
So I was thinking a lab. I talked to Marnie, and Marnie is our contact person for Canines for Change, and that's who Lily is from, Artie's dog. I'm sorry, Polk's dog. And she asked me, she said, would you like a golden doodle or a lab? And I said, I'm going to change it up. I said, I think a lab would be so fun. So it's just kind of exciting, and I love the fact that, like, we don't know, is it a boy or is it a girl? Is it going to be, it's so exciting. It's like having a baby. But, yeah, so I just hope that this is an okay proposal, and we're excited.
Do you have a boy and girl name picked out?
I do not.
Okay.
So Marnie said that usually the adopted, the families that have them initially to train will name the pups.
Okay.
And I don't know, I just got this thing in me, like if it comes with a name and it's been called that for 8 or 9 months, I feel horrible changing it, I don't
Yeah.
want Susie, and then all of a sudden I'm changing it to Frank or something, I figure whatever it comes with, we can make it work. If we come up with a cute name, like a cute little, what do you call that? Pet name or whatever, yeah.
Do you have a list of handlers or idea of who would be in charge of?
I would like to be the handler. And I talked to Marnie too, and she thought it was a fabulous idea. She said being the principal and being the handler, she has a couple other principals that are also the handlers in other districts. And she goes, the great thing about being the principal and being the handler is the dog goes everywhere with you. So I'm everywhere throughout that building. That dog's going to be everywhere. And, I'm in the cafeteria, the dog's in the cafeteria. Wherever I go, the pup goes, and then obviously it'll travel to classrooms too and hang out there with the kids. But, yeah, I'd love to be able to provide that for my staff and students.
My only question I wanted to ask is, being a 2-lab owner in the past, so
Okay.
that part's awesome, but my question is, because of students' potential allergies compared to a golden doodle, they are still saying lab would be okay?
Yes. Yep. They've actually suggested, yeah, she said that would be absolutely fine.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And if there was an issue, we could have like no dog zones. Do you know what I mean? So like if there was a student who was allergic, like a family alerted me that there was allergies or whatever, we would just have no dog zones wherever that child was. I would put that in place.
I'm
You're
excited.
welcome. Thank you.
All right,
Thanks for
thank you.
allowing me to come up.
All right, next up. Next up, EnviroClean scheduling recommendations.
Yeah, so this is just more of a discussion. Just want to update the board. I sent out the new EnviroClean contract a couple weeks ago. Hopefully I had an opportunity to look at that contract. This evening I'm recommending that we move forward with that. The major change in that is the shift from day supervisor, who was going to be cleaning for 2 hours. Now that we've made that shift and moved that back, that person needs to go to in the morning, they need to have a full-time supervisor on site. So it's an increase in the FTEs that they are providing, but it makes sense to me to have someone in the buildings all day, so I'll be recommending that this evening. Hopefully you had an opportunity to look at that. It is an additional $8,000 from their original proposal, but if you look at the FTEs going from about 12 and a half, 13 to 15, it definitely appears that we're getting a pretty good deal out of this for the cleaning and the time that we're getting. Questions?
All right. Up next, superintendent's recommendations, number 8A, certified staff appointments, exhibit number 1 in your packet. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education accepts the following certified staff appointments. Tara, is it Dury? Position CTE Graphic Arts, AHS, effective September 8th, 2027. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Wall,
Support.
supported by trustee Winters. Go ahead.
Yep, just a couple quick comments. So Tara comes to us with a bachelor's from in educational studies from Grand Canyon University. She's working on her master's in educational technology and industrial design. She has extensive work in the graphic design. She's also an occupational therapist, which I thought was very interesting. She does qualify, so CTE is a little different with certifications. You have to have so many hours in the actual field to become a certified CTE teacher in that area. So she's got well more than the hours needed in the graphic design. She worked most recently at Van Buren Public Schools as OT, and she's also an AHS grad. Pretty cool, so, yeah. Anything to add? Scott kind of handled this through when he was handling HR, so anything to add?
No, we just wanted to make sure that she had all of the hours and experience in graphic arts. And she's been doing that since the 90s. She's still involved with that. And so I was able to go into the state site. It's called MOAC. Authorization, certain issues. So she's good.
Questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Belkowski, yes. Trustee Dyroff?
Yes.
Trustee Stevanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Winless?
Yes.
Trustee Sterlini?
Yes, motion carries. Item B, iReady Math Curriculum, grades 1 through 5, exhibit number 2. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education approves the purchase of iReady Math for use in grades 1 through 5 district-wide, which was selected following a comprehensive evaluation process to align with updated standards and improve student outcomes in math. The total purchase is $80,332.30, $67,866.68 will be derived from general funds, and the remainder of $12,465.62 will be derived from 23H grant funds. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Wall.
Support.
Supported by trustee Winless. Questions, comments?
Yes, this item, and along with the next item, will be using the funding that the district's receiving from the 3-year average additional payment. Got confirmation. The only issue with that, as you guys know, I passed out the House state aid impact. The Senate has state aid impact. They have us have it at $1,066,000. The state has us at $1,035,000. So I talked to our legislative liaison to Lansing from Wayne Risa, and he had indicated that it's going to be somewhere in between that number, so we don't have the exact number. But in the budget that you guys adopted, that budget had approximately $660,000 for stabilization. So you can see that there's additional funds that we could use both towards this purchase and the next purchase for curriculum.
So one of the questions I want to ask is, so for the 3-year average, did we kind of confirm that that is what they're going to be?
Yep, I had the guy look at it
Just
again
wanna make
today. Yep, I wanted to make sure, yep, yep.
And I have a second question. I forwarded the question so that we'd be prepared for it. And that is there a price difference between going through K through 5 with iReady versus I-5 iReady and grade K Envision?
Yes. Talk about that, Ron?
So we did reach out to the vendor and talk to the vendor about that. So iReady would be slightly, can you hear me?
They can't, though.
All right. So iReady would have a slightly lower cost for the program. Right now, the Envision program is $11,462. iReady was around $5,300 for just the K program, so about a $6,000 savings if you go with iReady versus the Envision. I think going with the teacher recommendation, what would do for the kids, what would do getting the kids ready, the teacher adoption, the student adoption. I think it's still worth the investment to go with the 2 separate programs. But yeah, to answer your question, there is a slight increase in the price by dividing up the programs.
All right, thank you. That's why I just wanted to hear what was the difference. Yeah,
About
that's good. About 6,000.
6,000.
Yep, thank you.
Sure.
Anyone else? Okay, roll call, please.
Trustee Gyro?
Yes.
Trustee Stefanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Winless?
Yes.
Trustee Beltowski, yes. Trustee Sterlini?
Yes, motion carries. Item C, Envision Math Grade K, Exhibit Number 3. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education approves the purchase of Envision Math for use in Grade K district-wide. This curriculum was selected following a comprehensive evaluation process to align with updated standards and improve student outcomes in math. The total of $11,462.70, which includes digital licenses, will be derived from the general fund. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Wall.
Support.
Supported by trustee Winless. Questions or comments? Good. Okay, roll call, please.
Trustee Stefanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Winless?
Yes.
Trustee Beltowski, yes. Trustee Gyro?
Yes.
Trustee Sterlini?
Yes, motion carries. Item D, Microsoft licensing renewal, Exhibit Number 4. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education approves the district's annual Microsoft licensing renewal in the amount of $13,548.88. This pricing is based on REMC state purchasing contract, monies derived from the general fund. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Wall.
Support.
Supported by trustee Winless. Questions, comments? Mr. Finance.
Quick comment, just this was there's a line item in the budget that you guys approved, it's software, and this is part of that.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, roll call, please.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Winless?
Yes.
Trustee Beltowski, yes. Trustee Gyro?
Yes.
Trustee Stefanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Sterlini?
Yes, motion carries. Item G, Epson Powerlight Projector Purchase, Exhibit Number 5. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education approves the purchase of 18 Epson Powerlight projectors. The unit for each projector is $1,686. The total cost is $30,348, and monies will be derived from the Title I funding. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Winless.
Support.
Supported by trustee Beltowski. Questions or comments? Yes.
Where are these going to be used? Where are these going?
High school? Yep. So this is part, I don't know if you recall me speaking about the way that Title I funds are redistributed. Yep, so this comes from that pot of money for the high school.
Are these going in classrooms?
Yep, yes.
But not all classrooms, obviously? Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. Roll call, please.
Trustee Winless?
Yes.
Trustee Beltowski, yes. Trustee Gyro?
Yes.
Trustee Stefanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Sterlini?
Yes, motion carries. Item H, EnviroClean amended contract. Exhibit Number 6. Be it so resolved that the Board of Education accepts the proposed amended contract of EnviroClean with Dearborn Heights District Number 7 for the period of July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027. The total amount of $737,525.62 will be derived from the general fund as presented. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Wall.
Support.
Supported by trustee Winless. Questions, comments? Anyone? Okay, roll call, please.
Trustee Beltowski, yes. Trustee Gyro?
Yes.
Trustee Stefanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Winless?
Yes.
Trustee Sterlini?
Yes, motion carries. Item 9, unfinished business. Do we have any unfinished business? Okay, item X, or 10, new business. Do we have any new business? Okay, district points of 5, Mr. Clay.
Yep, so just a quick report on the Summer Discovery Program. As you know, we've been offering students a 6-week. We're 4.5 weeks into it of full-day learning and enrichment activities. During the morning, the students have been working on core skills through project-based learning, PBL units, iReady practice, and classroom lessons. In the afternoon, students have been participating in enrichment activities, gym, STEM, music, arts and crafts. And throughout this whole program, as you guys know, we've had some exciting field trips to the main event in Taylor, Detroit Institute of Arts, Ford Lanes Bowling, Legoland and Sea Life, Environmental Interpretive Center at U of M Dearborn, John F. Kennedy Library, and the Heritage Park Petting Farm. So they've also welcomed Cranbrook Science in the class, Science in for class assemblies and demonstrations. The 3rd and 4th graders have also been involved, if you've seen them or seen a bus go back and forth on the really warm days, have been involved in swim classes at the high school with certified staff. I was there today and was very happy to see one of the lifeguards that we trained was working that event and getting paid through the Summer Discovery Program, so I thought that was really cool. These classes, the swimming classes have greatly helped. They're water safety for our students and awareness skills. So next week, they're wrapping up the program, so that's why I wanted to report out tonight with the Mad Science Assembly, a Tigers game, hopefully they'll play better than they did last night, and then an amazing field day. The field day will include food trucks, bounce houses, a petting zoo, game stations, karaoke, ice cream, prizes, chalk drawings, and other events. So that'll be at Polk. It should be pretty exciting. So I believe, Claudia, it's next Thursday, is that correct?
Yes, next Thursday from 12 to 3.
Wonderful. So parents are there, and it should be a fun event. So very, very cool. So the D7, as reported by the administrators, D7 students are loving the program. We did also have the folks out from Discovery, from the grant, to do a walkthrough last week, and so didn't get any, a positive report. I didn't get any negative reports. I haven't talked to Lucy, that's who our person is, but we'll reach out. We touch base every so often. So I know that the last time I talked to her, she was very pleased with this program. As you know, it's a 3-year program, but you have to get it renewed, and we're hoping that we've done a good enough job to renew this for next year. So pretty exciting. As you guys know, the state aid budget did pass on July 3rd last night. The governor did sign that. It's a $250 per pupil increase. Overall, I think it's a win for D7. It was interesting that she waited till last night, if you watch the news, to sign it, but that's what she did. As I reported at our last meeting, the 31A and the Section 41 have been merged together in a weighted category. And the amount of money that's in that pot for D7 is more than we have in our budget. And so I did get the boilerplate language on the uses of those dollars. It's right from the actual law. And when I'm talking to other folks and our legislative people, they'd indicated that that some of the criteria for using the money has been loosened up, but there's still a lot of unknowns because they've combined 2 grant programs. They've combined 31A at risk and the Section 41, the ELL grant. So there's a lot of unknowns, and people are kind of waiting for MDE to come out with the guidelines based on the legislation that was passed. So we'll see on that. Again, we do have the boilerplate. I got it today, but that's mainly just, it's really generic and it's not specific. So it also includes the enrollment stabilization that moves the calculation to a 3-year average count. That is additional dollars for all schools that do qualify. That is designed for school districts that experience what D7 did, which was a loss in student enrollment. So that's pretty significant for us. That was in both the preview of the House, the House, the Senate, and the governor's plan. So I'm happy that that made it all the way through and got to this point. So we're just waiting on those final figures. As I told you, the House is a little bit lower than the Senate, and the gentleman that I was speaking to, our legislative liaison, said we probably should land somewhere in the middle of those dollars. It includes the educator compensation money, so we'll be working on the details of that once it comes through. And as you guys know, the 31AA money was split. The safety still has the privilege, the waiver language, and but the mental health, the $73 per pupil does not include that. So again, if you guys recall, I think we had 2 issues with this. We had, like many other school districts, we acted and then we went back and we changed. And so I'm not sure if we'll have to go through that process again. I'm imagining we probably will, or we'll have to do a formal resolution of either accepting or not accepting the safety part of that money, but we'll wait and see. Okay? And then the school choice applications, as you know, the school choice window is open throughout the summer. As of today, we have 163 applications. Approximately 60 of those 163 are finalized. The remainder are in process and awaiting paperwork and information from our families. And we continue to reach out. I know Carol's here, I don't know how many calls she's made over the last 2 weeks to families, hey, we need a copy of this, or we need a copy of that. We've got them all on a spreadsheet. We've got a system set up to where we're calling them once or twice a week or emailing them to get them back in to finish filling out the paperwork. Also sent out a survey to our existing students. I think maybe the timing was a little bit too early. We've only received about 260 of those back to date. So I think I'm going to reissue it maybe here in a couple weeks and send it back out to see if we can get a better fit. Of the 260, it was very minimal of the percentage of students that were not coming back to D7. I think it was 1 in one grade level and a couple in another. But with a small sample size, it was hard to gauge. So we'll resubmit that survey and put it back out on the street and see if we can't get a few more of our families so we can get a better feel of our overall student count. So the other thing that's going on in the office, working a lot with Ron on finance and bringing him up to speed. It's a learning curve, to say the least, going from the private sector finance to public school, but he's getting there. And of course, Scott's taking on all of the state and federal, so I know he's already had a couple of meetings working through that. And as you know, I'm taking on the HR processes for the district. So we're also preparing for the welcome back for our administrative staff and our regular teaching staff, setting up the professional development. This year's a little bit different because the second week in June, that Friday's Juneteenth, so the district's closed, so we had to push everything up with the students. So our welcome back will be a little bit different. We won't do the full day staff in service like we have in the past. We'll have students come in on that Tuesday after Labor Day, and we'll have students for a half day, and then it'll be PD, and it will be like that for the remainder of the week. So it'll be just a little bit different, but when we built those calendars a while back, we want to make sure that we fit everything in. So that's it. So just want everyone to enjoy the few remaining weeks of summer. As you know, we'll blink and we'll be right back in school. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Any questions?
There's hope. Kids eating out of the home. Okay, other business. You don't have any updates on any of the committees or dates scheduled yet for? Up next.
Yeah, we do need to schedule a building and site committee meeting coming up. So, okay? We'll
So
get
that's coming
together on
up.
a date. Yeah, very
It's coming up.
Yep.
Okay. Public comment number 2. Anyone like to make any public comments? So just a reminder, state your name, affiliation. If you have any questions, leave them in the box for us to answer. Please. Thank you.
Good evening, President, members of the Board of Education, and the Superintendent. My name is Claudia Porcheller, and I'm speaking this evening on behalf of the Dearborn Heights School District Number 7 Association of Principals and Assistant Principals. The association is concerned that the collective bargaining agreement governing principals and assistant principals is not being followed, and that one of our members has not been afforded the due process guaranteed under that agreement. Earlier this year, one of our members was laid off. Since that time, multiple administrative vacancies have become available within the district. Despite holding the required K-12 administrator certification, serving the district successfully for the past 3 years, receiving effective annual performance evaluations, and having no disciplinary history, this administrator has not been afforded one of the vacant administrative positions. As outlined in the contract, the administrator has requested a meeting with the superintendent and with the Board of Education in writing and has not received a response to the request for a meeting to date. We urge the board to make time to meet with us to hear our concerns in more detail before placement letters are sent out this Friday. We fully recognize and respect the superintendent's authority to recommend and make personnel decisions. However, that discretion is not unlimited. Administrative decisions should be based on objective, consistent, and rational criteria and should be made in accordance with the collective bargaining agreement. They should also be applied fairly and consistently to all employees. The legal standard for arbitrary and capricious decision is one that is made without adequate determining principles, lacks a rational basis, or reflects an unreasonable departure from established facts, policies, or past practice. Decisions that treat similarly situated employees differently without a legitimate, articulated reason may reasonably give rise to concerns that decision-making process was arbitrary rather than grounded in consistent standards. Based on the information available to the association, we believe this employment decision raises those concerns. The administrator in question possesses the qualifications required to perform the duties of the vacant position, has demonstrated successful performance as an administrator in the district, and has maintained an effective record throughout their employment. Moreover, the district has historically appointed administrators to positions outside of their previous grade level experience because they possessed the required K-12 administrator certification and demonstrated the leadership skills necessary to be successful. That practice recognizes that educational leadership is transferable and that effective administrators can successfully lead across grade levels. When a qualified administrator who has demonstrated effective performance is denied consideration for available positions while different standards appear to be applied to those used in previous hiring decisions, it creates the appearance of inconsistent application of district practices. Such inconsistency undermines confidence in the fairness and the integrity of the employment process and raises legitimate questions about whether contractual obligations and due process protections are being honored. The association is not asking for preferential treatment. We are asking for fair treatment. We are asking that decisions affecting our members be made consistently, transparently, and in accordance with the collective bargaining agreement and the principles of due process. We respectfully request that the board exercise its oversight responsibly by ensuring that the district's contractual obligations are honored, that employment decisions are based on objective and consistent criteria, and that all administrators are afforded the fairness and due process they deserve. We are submitting 3 questions to the board in this basket. These questions are intended to promote transparency, ensure a compliance with the collective bargaining agreement, and strengthen confidence in the fairness and consistency of the district's administrative employment practices. Thank you so much for your time, your attention, your commitment to serving the students, staff, and community of the Dearborn Heights School District Number 7. Thank you.
Would you like to read those 3 questions?
Sure.
So it's up to you if you want to read them. If you want to read it out loud, it's up to you.
Would you like me to read them out
If
loud?
you guys would like to hear it out loud. Yes.
You would?
Yep.
And there's just a brief introduction. The Association of Principals and Assistant Principals respectfully request a written response on the following questions. These questions are intended to promote transparency, ensure compliance with the collective bargaining agreement, and strengthen confidence in fairness and consistency in the district's administrative employment practices. Number 1, does the board believe that the collective bargaining agreement governing principals and assistant principals has been followed in this matter? If so, what specific contractual provisions support that conclusion? Number 2, what role does the board play in ensuring that the superintendent's employment recommendations comply with negotiated collective bargaining agreements and established district policies? And number 3, if prior grade level administrative experience was a determining factor, how does the district reconcile that decision with previous administrative appointments in which individuals without prior experience at a particular grade level were hired because they possessed the required K-12 administrator certification and demonstrated leadership qualifications? Thank you.
Next up is kudos.
We don't have
Summer,
any.
we don't have kudos. All right. Everyone's enjoying their summer. Okay, up next, item 15, closed session. Pursuant to review of legal opinion, be it so resolved that the Board of Education goes into closed session at 7:36 PM for review of legal opinion, attorney-client privilege. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Malzowski.
No, Dyroff.
Or Dyroff, sorry.
Support.
Supported by trustee Wall. I'm like looking this way and I'm, okay. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Trustee Belkowski, yes. Trustee Dyroff?
Yes.
Trustee Stefanovic?
Yes.
Trustee Wall?
Yes.
Trustee Winless?
Yes.
Trustee Sterlini?
Yes, motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.